Today I'm going to show you how to do a chair bottom, an old style spring bottom, without using webbing for the base. We're going to use the old chicken crate method. What we're going to do is we're going to keep this idea with the springs on the plywood. But we're going to do the old style by drilling the holes and tying the springs to the plywood. This way we can position it in different spots. The coils, we're going to do like a pegboard style with the holes to tie them in. The holes will also let the air out as you sit on the seat. The compressed air as you sit down will go through the holes in the bottom of the plywood. What we're going to do is we're going to take these springs out of this wire frame, and we're going to make a new piece of plywood, and we're going to put a shelf by putting a little strip of wood. You can glue it or tack it. I'm going to glue it to keep from splitting the wood. This chair, I can't find any places where it's had webbing tacks on the bottom, so I'm afraid of splitting the chair. So what I'm going to do is put this strip across the bottom, then we're going to set the plywood on top of that, then we'll tie our springs on top of that, then up here we'll put another strip of wood along the top, because we got these side panels you can't wrap the fabric, so we're going to have to put a strip of wood in here, glue it in, and then we'll use that to tack and use to tie our springs across the chair to the top. And then we'll upholster the top and put our tacks in this board that goes across that we're going to glue in, and this will keep us from damaging the original chair. We'll also do it in the front. We'll put a strip of wood across the front, glue it in, and put all of our tacks into that piece of wood so we ain't damaging the original piece of wood on the chair. But what we'll end up doing is we'll bring these springs, bring the springs up through the bottom. We'll mount them onto the plywood on the bottom on the shelf. By putting it on the shelf, this will keep it from having to damage the chair. And making a plywood shelf, we'll let the springs sit there, and we won't have to worry about dry rot of the webbing. Webbing always dry rots and always comes apart. Your springs falls through, and then your chair starts getting to where you can't sit in it. So by putting the plywood in the bottom and raising the springs up to the bottom, it'll lower the chair seat to the length that we need it, and then it'll hide the springs down into the bottom. Before they had the springs sitting up here in the top of the chair, but instead we're going to move them in the base of the chair. We're going to put it on a chicken crate style base. The old days they used to ship chickens in plywood crates with nickel to quarter size holes in the crates, and that's where they got the idea of calling it a chicken crate bottom. Old people would take chicken crates they used to ship chickens in, and they would make bottoms for the bottoms of their chairs. This is the only way I know how to do this kind of chair, because it don't have no places for the webbing. So we're just going to make a shelf and put it on the chicken crate style bottom. This will hide the springs. The spring length will be hidden behind this board right here, and it'll lower the chair bottom back to the length that it needed to be. If you look back here, it's so dark you can't see, but in the back right here, bottom of the chair, the top cushion is here, and we got a gap about that big, so this will bring the base of the chair to the bottom and make it the right length. And that is how you put a bottom in without using webbing, but keeping the old style springs.